Hello again, I'm Rodney Reynolds from 3dgameman.com and welcome to another video review. Today I'm looking at the Antec Solo 2 case. Now if you like pretty boxes, well, they've got one for you. It's your typical Antec theme, black and yellow, works quite good. Color, pictures of the product all over the box. Also lots of features and specifications about it, which is important if you are picking it up in store. If you are not, doesn't really matter a whole lot. Now this is a fairly heavy case. So what I'm going to do is open it from the bottom. So swing it up like so. Cut it from the bottom, being careful. And look at the quality foam they have on this. Nice. I'll leave that on there, but that's on the other side as well. And kind of like a cloth bag. Classy. Here we go. The other piece of styrofoam is still inside the box, if you're wondering what happened to it. That wasn't magic. Remove the styrofoam. And the bag. Now, let's have a closer look at this product. Now, they included a product overview as well, but remember, if you want Antec manuals, you'll have to go to their website for a full manual. Now, as you can see, this case has a very simple, basic, but stylish and elegant look. If you like that, you'll love the look of this case. If you don't, well, you probably won't. As you can see, it has this high gloss paint finish. It looks fantastic, but it will attract fingerprints like nobody's business. At the top of the case, there's mesh. This provides lots of ventilation to enable the power supply's fan to intake cool air. At the front, there are two external 5¼ inch drive bays. Here's the power button with a beautiful LED around it. That's the power LED. Here's the hard drive activity LED, the audio jacks, microphone and headphone, and there are 4 USB ports. 2 of them are USB 3 and the other 2 are USB 2. There's also ventilation on the left side, right side, and at the bottom. This is to allow the front fans to intake cool air. Now, both the left side panel and the right side panel on this case is plain, but there's a reason for this. It has acoustic material on either side panel. Now this is fantastic if you're looking for a silent build. Now the front part of this front bezel is actually aluminum. The left and right side panels are completely plain. There's no windows, ventilation, mesh, and that type of stuff. There's a reason for that. It's because this case has acoustic dampening material on both the left and right side panels, as well as the top. At the back of the case, at the very top, is where a standard ATX power supply gets installed. They include a 120mm exhaust fan. There's a switch right here, so you can change the speed on the fan from a low speed to a high speed, and note the rubber grommets to cut down on vibration. Here is where the motherboard's I/O shield plate gets installed. Note the extra ventilation, 7 expansion slots, 2 thumb screws on the left side panel only, and you can secure the left side panel using an optional lock. Now these are not your regular thumb screws, they are spring-loaded attached thumb screws. Same principle as any other screw, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So if you want to remove the left side panel, you do it the normal way. The good thing about this is you don't have any thumb screws hanging around. Thumb screws that you could possibly lose. I like this. Now before I mentioned they have acoustic dampening material on the panels, left, right, and top. Well, this is it. I don't know if you can see this or not, but it's kind of like this stick-on and This will cut down on the noise. I found the bag inside, and it has in it screws for, it says here, 2.5-inch hard drives, as well as cable ties. This case fits standard ATX, micro-atx, and mini-itx form factor motherboards. The inside of the case is black. It's matte black. This, in my opinion, is the best kind of paint finish for a product like this because it doesn't attract fingerprints and dust like high gloss paint finishes. Now, this is a mid-sized tower case, so there's not a tremendous amount of room to work on the inside, but certainly enough. Note, though, that the motherboard tray is not removable. As well, there is a humongous hole on the motherboard tray, probably the biggest hole on any motherboard tray that I have ever seen in my entire life. I don't know why you would need a hole this big, but if you do, this case actually has it. Also, it has other holes here. These are cable management holes to organize the cables. Now, while there's not a lot of space between the motherboard tray and the right side panel, there is just enough depending upon how many cables you want to kind of jam back there. As I mentioned before, you can install up to two 5.25-inch drives here at the top. You can also install a number of different hard drives in this hard drive cage. Now, it varies depending on how you're mounting it. You can install up to three 3.5-inch drives or three 2.5-inch drives using the tray mount with pre-installed silicone grommets, or two 3.5-inch drives with the suspension mount cables. This power supply support bar can be removed. There's 4 screws, 2 right here and 2 more at the back. The plastic rails for installing the 5.25-inch drives are at the bottom, so just pull them out, put them on the other side of the drive, and then install the drive. The maximum video card length is 317 millimeters, and the maximum cooler height is approximately 170 millimeters. Now, the front panel actually swings right open. There's 3 tabs. You have to release these. And once you've done that, it just swings open. Not only does this front panel swing open, but it can be very easily removed. Just pull up. Now it goes back just as easy, but you do need to line it up first. They do include 2 removable dust filters. However, they do not include any fans here at the front, but you can install 2 optional fans, and I would recommend at least installing 1 so you can have 1 fan, preferably 2, intaking cool air, and the other one at the back exhausting warm air. Now, as case feet go, well, this is pretty much the best you can get. At the bottom, there's plastic. In the middle, there's rubber. And at the very top of the list is silicone. Finally, have a listen to the stock cooling, keeping in mind that they only include 1 rare 120 millimeter fan, and this fan has 2 different speeds. I would recommend installing more fans to keep the inside of the case as cool as possible. Now, have a listen at the low speed. Now, the high speed. If you're shopping around for a mid-sized tower case and you need it to be simple but elegant, have a piano gloss paint finish, be black on the outside and black on the inside, come with a humongous hole on the motherboard tray and tons of other fantastic features, like, for example, acoustic dampening material, then this just might be the case for you. Couple of concerns I have with this case is, though, that really gorgeous looking piano gloss paint finish, while it looks good, going to attract a lot of fingerprints and dust very, very quickly. Also, this case does not come with a removable motherboard tray, and I'm not sure why they put the power supply at the top. You know, you install generally the power supply at the bottom in most new cases, but all things considered, this is a great product. Until next time, take care.